Hey everybody, here is Quiz 3, Bright Totems on Alien Hills, which is a quiz on the concepts and techniques in Tutorial 3, Part 1. It randomizes these red poles, each one that has a colorful block on it, on a randomized landscape with a moon and some lights. So I've given you a lot of the patch. Your work is to fill in the jit.gens and the subpatchers. So we've got a subpatcher here that handles the moon and lights. We've got 4 jit.gens marked in green, and we've got 5 subpatchers, 3 of which deal with position, 1 deals with scale, 1 deals with rotation, and then you will also need to create the my_poly patcher, which you're not just going to be able to recycle. You will need to build it because it has a new element in it. So let's see what is happening here. When we click the main button, it's triggering all of these sub-processes to give us a new procedurally generated random sculpture and landscape. The first one is positioning the poles, and we can see this noise is being used to control the position of the poles and also to control the position of the blocks that are on the poles. It has to be the same noise controlling both, because the blocks need to be positioned on the poles. So if we had 2 different jit.noise, the blocks could be randomly positioned, but they wouldn't be on the poles. So I've combined that into a single jit.gen. Feel free to use 2 separate jit.gens if that's easier for you. Then we've also got the fact that each one of these blocks is separately colored. So let's zoom in on this a bit and see that. This second button here changes the coloration, and we can see that every block has a unique set of colored bars on it. So this is what you're going to have to build into the my_poly. That's different than what you've done before. In order for each block to have a different color, there's got to be something in the poly that is unique to each instance. Here we have the height of each of the blocks. So you see they're the same width and depth, but we've randomized the height. So our third button here marked in blue is giving us random heights of blocks, and our fourth marked in purple is giving us random rotations of the blocks. And then finally our 5th one here is giving us different landscapes, and these chords, there's nothing else beside the chords behind the screen here. So again, each element is position of poles and blocks, color of the blocks, with each block having its unique coloration, height of the blocks, rotation of the blocks, and landscape. And take a look at the shadows to give you some hints about how many lights there are and where they're located. Doesn't need to be exactly the same. The other one thing I'll point out to you is note that the tops of the red poles are all at the same height. The reason why some of them are lower and higher than others is because they're further in the distance, and that's perspective. But the tops of these poles are all the same position on the y-axis. And good luck with it, and send me questions on the Blackboard Collaborate, and I'd be happy to help you out with that.